checks, I can detect.
Hey Panini, don't you be a meanie. Thought you wanted me to go, or why you tryna keep me teeny?
Number 33 is number 55, Terrence. Number 33, Head, The SHENZHEN Aviators will be led by Vlada Jovanovic. For the Miguel Beermen, starting are number 6, Chris Ross. Number 7, Terrence Romeo. Number 35, Tess Reynolds. Number 29, Arvin Santos. And number 44, Lester Prosper. Coaching the Beermen is Leo Austria. The officials for the ball game are Harja Halandri from Indonesia, Kyungjin Park from Korea, and Hatim Al-Harbi from Kazakhstan.
Third game inside the Tapsiak Stadium for the East Asia Super League 2019, the Terrific 12. Thank you for watching us. Wherever it is you're watching from, whatever country you're from, you're all welcome to witness the action of the Terrific 12. We've seen 2 winners already, as we saw 2 games already earlier today, and this one is gonna be a good one between the Shenzhen Aviators of China and the San Miguel Beermen of the Philippines. Good evening, basketball fans. Jut Sulit and Sedel Tupas here, all the way from the Tapsiak Stadium in Macau. Glad you could join us for them. And Sedel, this should be an interesting one. 2 celebrated teams, and they are about to go head-to-head here.
Wow, just a mouth-watering matchup between probably the finest team in the Philippines right now, the San Miguel Beermen, and the up-and-coming Shenzhen Aviators of the Chinese Basketball Association. Should be a good one. It's just a shame that some of the players of San Miguel are unable to suit up this evening. Junmar Fajardo still nursing an injury, fresh from the FIBA World Cup, playing for the Philippines.
I think even if you're not from the Philippines, as long as you follow Asian basketball, you're pretty much familiar with that name, Junmar Fajardo, a 5-time MVP of the Philippine Basketball Association. And they don't have a couple more important guys in Alex Cabagnot and Marshall Lassiter, but they do still have there on the floor, starting for them, Chris Ross, Terrence Romeo, Arwin Santos, also an MVP of the PBA, together with imports Des Wells and Lester Prosper.
You know what? I don't mind. Chris Ross starting and Terrence Romeo starting for my team. Of course, Marshall Lassiter still out with an injury. But on the other side, when you see the size of the Shenzhen Aviators, you feel that you want, Junmar Fajardo there to match up with some of these big guys of Shenzhen. Only one import for the Aviators, that's Pierre Jackson. Shabazz Mohammed has been rested for this ballgame.
Yeah, and that could be a big one. And obviously, players were looking forward to watching Shabazz Mohammed, to matching up against Shabazz Mohammed. We were able to talk to some of the players of the Beermen, as well as fans. And that's why many have flocked to the Tapsec Stadium. We have a full house here. Excited to bring in the action now. Starting for the Chinese are Pierre Jackson, He Xining, Rong Zifeng. Rong Zifeng will come off the bench. Lu Yiwen, Li Xiang, and Shen Zhiji. They'll be starting for Shenzhen. Romeo dancing in front of the D. Prosper, short on his first attempt. He was matched up against Shen. Here's Jackson. You see the shiftiness immediately. And I guess that's what Chinese teams can afford, since they have the size among their Asian counterparts. A lot of them can afford to get smaller imports.
That's what we saw earlier. Actually, Aaron Jackson, of course, playing the guard position. They want to have that speed as well with Pierre Jackson here as far as Shenzhen is concerned. As he got surprised by the pass there, He Xining. Turnover for the Shenzhen Aviators. Talking to Coach Leo Austria earlier of the Beermen. He said that although we don't have the full strength lineup, we're here to compete. Especially carrying the banner of the Philippines here in the East Asia Super League.
Well, this man, Des Wells, it's the first time that San Miguel will be tapping him as an import. He will be playing in the PBA pretty soon, but a lot is to be seen from this man. Well. Good start for Wells in his first stint with the Beermen.
Des Wells, he's been getting a lot of praise from the coaching staff and the management of the Beermen, saying he's a good fit to this team, and so far so good.
Good move there for Shen, but he bumped into Lester Prosper.
And Lester Prosper is a rock inside, forced into a miss to Shen Zhiji.
But so far, the Beermen are controlling the pace of this game, and they've been trying to go downhill. .4-0 is the lead of San Miguel. Romeo goes up. No good that time. Here's Jackson. Swinging it. Lu, team captain of Shenzhen, could not get that three-pointer. Ross all the way to the cup. There's the size of the Chinese.
Well, Chris Ross trying to push the pace, seeing that the Shenzhen Aviators have the advantage in size. Beermen trying to compensate with their speed. At that time, Ross denied at the rim.
Well, obviously, a lot of size advantage for the Chinese. They don't even have their tallest guy on the floor yet. Ross with the rebound.
7.5 minutes in. And 7.5 minute mark of the first quarter, and Shenzhen has yet to score.
A dribbling violation whistled on Ross. That's why possession goes back to the Aviators. Jackson trying to score the first point for his team. Shen attacking, spinning past Romeo. Drop pass to no one. Jackson picks it up. trying to go cross-court. You know what? Good defense so far for the Philippine team.
Well, they're very disciplined, San Miguel, especially closing out. Well, they did force Jackson into that pass to the corner. Des Wells reading that play pretty well. And that ended up as a shot clock violation for the Aviators.
It's day one of the terrific 12 here in Macau. Santos could not get that three-pointer. Jackson pushing the pace. Stop, pop, bucket.
Pierre Jackson.
Pierre Jackson. Romeo expecting that he was going downhill, stops on a dime, and knocks down the pretty J.
We were talking off air, Sidelf and I, and you were talking to me about how you see a lot of Kemba Walker in the moves and in the body build of Pierre Jackson.
With Des Wells on the other end, making his presence felt. This is one aspect of his game that really the coaching staff of San Miguel is really happy about. His shooting, that could be an unsportsmanlike foul right there. Not really going for the basketball. It was Lu Yi Wen. And this will mean 2 free throws plus possession for the Beermen.
AC Jackson talking to his teammate about how he wanted him to roll. And that's so important, Sidelf. That's underrated. You know, how, because sometimes the natural reaction of a player is, hey, I know what I'm doing. You can talk to me whatever you want, but I have my own game. But it's important for two guys to gel well inside a basketball court.
Well, I think Pierre Jackson brings a lot of experience and leadership to this very young Shenzhen team. And that's why he's there, really, to more of being like a coach.
Oh, absolutely. Well, for Jackson, been playing professional basketball for 6 years now. He's 28 years old.
Again, seems to be a problem here. I look at the scoreboard. It's in the venue, not the same.
You know, we're being watched all over the region right now, and it's great, the reach that the East Asia Super League has had, and it gives these players a big platform to show just what they can do. And we're getting reactions even from players, getting messages, getting tweets. Kiefer Aven, a member of the Philippine national team, just sent us a message saying that he has a lot of respect for Pierre Jackson, has played with him, and he says this guy is really, really good.
Want to hear that from the Phenom. Good reviews, as still waiting for the resumption of play. But Pierre Jackson has to carry a lot of the load for this Shenzhen team, especially without Shabazz Mohammed there.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's happening right now is that the scoreboard inside the arena shows that the score is 7-0 favoring San Miguel, but in the reality is 8-2, and that's what they want to fix. Because it's not just the count, teams, especially, maybe it's early, maybe it's not that big of a thing yet at this juncture of the game. But let's say we're deep in the fourth quarter. Teams play differently if they're down by 5 or by 2.
Yeah.
It's clock management, it's energy management.
That's your game plan, really. And Coach Leo Austria has called on his troops to come back to the bench so he can design a play for them.
He looked at the side of SHENZHEN and saying, hey, they're getting a free timeout. Why don't I use this as a free one as well? SHENZHEN Aviators from China and the San Miguel Beermen from the Philippines. And speaking of the Philippines, on your screens are Filipino supporters. It's no secret that there are a lot of them here in Macau. They have left their work early today.
Yeah.
Maybe had to an early exit today.
No, actually it's 7, so...
oh yeah, well that's true. They might be off work already, and they made it straight here to the Capsay Stadium. Jerseys of Ross and Romeo.
You remember last year when Alex and Blackwater were here and they almost made it. Alex made it to the semifinal. And they played the East Asian Games Dome in Macau, and right at the other side of the island. So still, people came, especially when the Filipino teams are here. And right now, it is one of the more popular teams back home.
10 seconds on the
Absolutely.
clock.
Well, you know, the players and the teams from different countries as well, they're getting support here too from some of their countrymen here in Macau, and it's just fun for everyone. Romeo inadvertently bumps Jackson, commits a foul there.
What about Des Wells here? He's got 8 points.
First foul, first team.
Another mid-range J.
17 on the shot clock.
And it's true. He's living up to the hype.
You know, what I've been very impressed with Wells so far is that I don't think he's even flexed yet, because all 8 points have come from jumpers, calmly sinking those J's. We haven't even felt much from Lesser Prosper. Here's Santos coming up short on that jumper. Jackson going to the right side. Ball bounced off of the head of Li Xiang. And that is the proper sound effect for what had happened.
It looks like it will stay with the Aviators, much to the protest of the San Miguel Beermen. But SHENZHEN just 2 points in almost 5 minutes of action here in the first period. Great defense by the Beermen.
Jackson, 3 ball, that's good over Romeo.
Not much Terrence Romeo can do there with that shot from Pierre Jackson, already fading away. Romeo has got him in the corner, but Jackson just better offense.
And here's a guy who can match up with the speed of Romeo.
Foul number 55, Pierre Jackson.
I think Romeo made a name in the Asian region
First foul, third team
as
foul.
someone who is notorious for dancing with his defender and putting them in his highlight reel.
14 on the shot clock.
Well, he was a longtime member of the national team. Actually was part of the team that finished second in Changsha, I believe.
Romeo puts it up, bottom of the net.
Terrence Romeo.
That should be our individual matchup of this game. Romeo versus Jackson. Wells might have something to say about that. Jackson, not much ball movement though for SHENZHEN. Oh, he finally gets it to SHENZHEN.
Well, pinpoint pass there from Pierre Jackson. Shen with a finish.
Wells losing control of it. Steal taken by He Zhongnian. But a counter steal and an easy throwdown for Lester Prosper.
Ramachama from Lester Prosper.
Answer on the other side, Shen missing. Ross looking to push it. San Miguel still up by 8. Here's Wells. Going to the cup, just flipping it up, wisely so. He'll take 2 free throws.
That would have been spectacular had Des Wells made that layup, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. But terrific early offense there by the Beermen. Chris Ross finding Des Wells on the move. Des Wells getting into the deep with the defense, drawing the foul.
3 free throws for Des Wells.
Wells really showing what he can do, and you know that a lot of, I think this is also scouting for some of the other teams that both SHENZHEN will be going up against in the CBA, San Miguel will be going up against in the PBA. They're getting early looks at these teams, and soon enough, Des Wells will be a marked man in the PBA.
And also watching will be the Ryukyu Golden Kings, because they will be in the same group.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough group. Ross could not get that ball.
Offensive foul. He's got a couple of fouls already.
Number 23.
Well, Liu Yiwen, despite being listed as the captain of the SHENZHEN Aviators, is very young at 24 years old. And these are things that
Was moving.
experience will allow him to understand and learn how to set that pick in that situation properly.
Especially when you have Chris Ross going for that closeout.
Two-time defensive player of the Philippine Basketball Association. Wells, swing it. Romeo. 3-ball, he felt it, but hit the front of the iron. Jackson on the other side. Off the pick, no good. Romeo leading the break. Oh, just losing control of the basketball. Wells asking for it, but he overlapped position with Prosper.
Romeo just delaying the offense a bit there.
Prosper underneath. Tried to get creative, to no avail.
Got really deep into the paint there.
Oh, Santos with the block. And sends a kiss to the Filipino supporters in the stadium. Big stop for Arwin Santos.
Comes out with a finger there, saying no.
18 on the shot.
There's the block. And you'll see the wag. Pierre Jackson thought he had an assist already in the bag. Well, here's an assist for him as a three-pointer is knocked down by He Jongyan. Corner triple working for them.
Well, finally, shooters working for the Shenzhen Aviators.
Jackson again, they give him some space. He could not make them pay. Jackson thought about it again. He was frustrated that no one was moving on their side. Jackson finds some space, sends it to the corner. Other corner this time, not working.
And he's missing on the three. Jackson giving up the foul.
You know, right now, Sido, if we're not feeling the size advantage of the Shenzhen Aviators, what has San Miguel done to counter that?
I think they've really put the claps on Pierre Jackson. I think the guards have done a great job of staying in front of Pierre Jackson. Christian Stenhardinger.
Christian Stenhardinger
The ball game
for
for
Arwin Santos.
Arwin Santos. Now Pierre Jackson initiates the offense all by himself. So if you put, sort of neutralize him, it translates into a better defensive sequence for you. Because these other players of Shenzhen, they're not the quickest, and they can, these San Miguel players can catch up and also close them out.
So San Miguel enjoying the advantage so far. Thanks to the performance of that man, Des Wells.
For Chris Ross.
10 points already.
I think that 11 for Des Wells. 17-9 as Juan Pesomal is in. Chris Ross.
Lee Mo Hao looking for underneath Zhao Yiming. Size doesn't work.
Everything but the bucket there. So close to the basket. Zhao Yiming.
218 centimeters. That's a tall dude. And it's not just his height. He's well built too.
Hefty.
Defense broken down, and all alone was the tower of Shenzhen.
Zhao Yiming right there inside. Didn't really need to jump that high.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
throw that one down.
Number 14,
And a foul whistled on Shenzhen. Han Yufeng whistled for that one.
Now Christian Stenhardinger. Expect him to play more minutes, especially without Junmar Fajardo in the lineup of San Miguel.
The free throws for Christian Stenhardinger.
He is a complementary piece in the San Miguel lineup, but any other team, he could be the man.
Yeah, for sure. And Stan Hardinger is also used to being up against much taller guys, and he used to be. He was once an MVP in an international league, so a lot of respect for Christian Stan Hardinger. And his moves are unorthodox, and he has learned how to turn that into an advantage, that's for sure.
And throws off the defense with those unorthodox moves.
Romeo using that screen. Looking for someone to pass to. There's Stan Hardinger getting away, but not getting the shot.
Well, again, Stan Hardinger getting into that lane, very close to finishing that one.
Rebound, lost there. Han loses the basketball. San Miguel will break away. Wells with an emphatic one-hand jam.
What a quarter for Des Wells. 13 points, highlighted by that throwdown on the break. 10-point lead for San Miguel.
He has outscored SHENZHEN by himself by swinging it to Han. Got the defense to fly by, but could not get the shot. Wells to Pesumal to beat the buzzer. No good. And the first quarter buzzer will sound on us with San Miguel on top by 10, 21-11. Incredible action here in the terrific 12 in the Tapseak Stadium. Stay with us. We bring in the second quarter. Desmond Wells of the San Miguel Beermen, who has 13 points already in this match and has done it in an efficient manner. 4 of 5 from the field. Actually, there is some confusion because up on the scoreboard inside the stadium, it says 13, but on the official stat sheet, it looks like he only has 11 points. Nonetheless, still a lot of, one thing we're sure of is he's helped San Miguel a lot in getting this 10-point lead.
Well, one thing that the Beermen were good at in that first period was capitalizing on these turnovers by the Aviators. SHENZHEN already with 6 turnovers as Wells puts up an air ball, and San Miguel has turned that to 8 points for their cause, as the Beermen not shooting very well, 7 of 19, but SHENZHEN doing even worse, 23% on 5 of 21 shooting.
Thank you for watching the East Asia Super League Terrific 12. Jumper doesn't work for Zhao Yiming. Romeo, quick steal for Stan Hardinger. Romeo could not get the ball to him. Cross the foul, knocks down the three.
Wow, Terrence Romeo at his finest. Using that ball screen, of course, his incredible shooting has been a stuff of legend, especially when he gets on that good streak. He can put points on the board really quick.
And he completes the 4-point play. Romeo now has 6 points. 3-time scoring champion of the PBA, and that man replacing him right now, a 2-time defensive player. So, many would tell you that the San Miguel Beermen are arguably the deepest. Arguably have the deepest roster in the PBA right now.
They are stacked, really. And can you just imagine who else is not playing right there? And you'll say that the third group of this team can play and start for any other team in the league.
Ross, beautiful pass to Prosper. And that's going to be another unsportsmanlike foul. This time, whistled on Bao Hao Tian.
Wow. Chris Ross threading the needle right there between the legs of Yang Lin Yi and finding Lester Prosper. This Beermen came to play tonight.
The nutmeg, Chris Ross, and turning into something good. Lester Prosper now will be shooting free throws for SMB. Missing that first one. He actually played for a different club prior to this. And that's the same situation with Shabazz Muhammad, who had played for a different club as well in the CBA before joining the SHENZHEN Aviators this coming season.
14 on the shot clock.
The lead is already at 15 for San Miguel. Relentless Des Wells. Really, that silky smooth touch is something that the San Miguel fans would really love to have consistently.
There's a jumper missed by Yang Lin Yi. Another chance for San Miguel to better their 17-point advantage. Ross, unsuccessful.
A good line on the three though for Chris Ross.
Bai Hao Tian will draw that foul. And that's how you want to go. You want to attack with no fear. And that's when they always say good things will happen for you. So he draws a foul, will head to the line for a pair.
Was it? Didn't have the numbers on that fast break, but Bai took it in anyway.
Here's a really young guy, 20 years old.
And
Shi Ning already started the ball game.
You can already tell that this guy has a bright future ahead of him. Knocks down that first free throw.
San Miguel coming off a championship just more than a month ago, or a few weeks ago really. And they've hardly missed a beat here.
Yeah,
as they began their campaign here in the East Asia Super League.
This is actually going to serve as their preparation for the coming tournament. Now, as for the Shenzhen Aviators, being one of the younger teams in the CBA, they've only existed since 2013. Prosper getting that triple. He is enjoying this right now.
Also drawing out the defense of Zhao Yi Ming.
You know, Shenzhen is trying to build on the momentum as Chris Ross will enjoy a pristine pass to the hoop. San Miguel erecting an early 20-point advantage. What action we're seeing here. And the veterans of this first half for the San Miguel Beermen. Number 44, new import for San Miguel, Des Wells. And boy, what production he has provided here. Even though he missed that dunk, he's done so much that that miss is already forgettable.
Well, very impressive debut. Very impressive first half for Des Wells. Firing on all cylinders, really. Got that very silky smooth jump shot. Mid-range game is on point for Des Wells.
Yeah, that's how he started the game. Just pulling up here and there, simple jumpers. And then once he got his rhythm, he went in for those big dunks, highlight plays here and there. Now he's working with Ross. Horns play activated. Chris Ross wanted to send it out to Des Wells, but turns out to be an error. Pass went straight out of bounds.
Well, the length of the Aviators forcing that turnover there for the San Miguel Beermen. But you know what you like here about the San Miguel, they're trying to execute and simulate the plays that they're going to use back home, and they're trying to sharpen it with the Aviators as the opposition.
Three-pointer knocked down by Rong Zifeng.
First time in the ball game, Rong Zifeng immediately making his presence felt with that three ball.
Back in the first quarter, only one triple knocked down by SHENZHEN. They're gaining some rhythm here.
They're very active there from the Aviators, forcing that turnover.
Wells attacking, unfazed by the length and the height of ShenZhiji.
Beautiful move there by Des Wells, using the left hand.
And Ross showing why he is a defensive player, the two-time defensive player of the year.
When you're dribbling past Chris Ross, you can't stop, paying attention to what he's going to do. Because he's going to come up with something to throw you off or tap that ball away.
And he's shadowing Pierre Jackson right now. A miss for Liu Yuan. Ross orchestrating. Ross couldn't get the layup. SHENZHEN asking for a travel. And Stan Hardinger getting called for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Unsportsmanlike foul on number
Same thing that happened earlier on the loose ball. It looks like it's left
Oh,
for
Prosper, yeah, Prosper will be whistled for it.
Terrence, Romeo, and Arvind
And this is
Santos
a big adjustment for players who aren't that used to the way unsportsmanlike fouls are called under FIBA rules or under amateur rules. That's something that a big adjustment. They have to be careful because that's 2 free throws plus ball possession, especially at this juncture where the SHENZHEN Aviators are making their rally back into the match.
We've seen that in a recent FIBA World Cup. Even the NBA players getting confused with that call. They thought it was just a regular foul. Right now, San Miguel just leading by 12. This is once a 20-point lead.
Jackson steps back. 3 ball, bottom of the net.
Going under that pick was Terrence Romeo, and Pierre Jackson makes it pay with that 3-pointer.
Romeo being pressured right now by Jackson. There's that pick from Stan Hardinger. Another screen. Romeo goes to Santos. That's off to the left. Way off. Did not even hit anything. On the run on the other side. Short. But Shen there with the cleanup.
Well, Shen doing a fine trail job there. Following up the miss. And the lead is down to just 7.
San Miguel needs to be careful right now. Wells not getting that. Jackson. Foul there.
And San Miguel also not getting good shots on a couple of offensive sequences.
number 7, Terrence Romeo.
First it was the long 3-pointer of Santos, which turned out to be an air ball, and now Wells settling for a long 2, and that triggers a long rebound and a fast break opportunity for Pierre Jackson, who's now at the line for 2 free throws. That really happens when your shot selection isn't the best. It doesn't allow your defense really to set up, and that's what happened there for San Miguel.
Look at what Jackson has done. The number that stands out for me, I mean, you knew that he was going to get 10 points at some point. But 6 rebounds? Are you serious? For someone who stands below 6 feet, in the land of the giants, even his teammates are much taller than him. But that speaks about the effort that he puts in.
Yeah, absolutely. True pro, Pierre Jackson. Game slowing down now for San Miguel. They were doing so well, especially when they're trying to push the pace. And it's SHENZHEN's turn to do that here in the second quarter.
3 ball. Yes, Jimmy.
All of a sudden, it's just a 3-point game. It's a combination of a lot of things. San Miguel unable to execute offensively, and SHENZHEN finding their range from beyond the arc.
A miss there for Romeo. San Miguel has missed their last 4 attempts now. Heshening trying to go and get that ball to Shen. Taken away by Wells. They're running. Stan Hardinger will finish off of the pass for Wells.
And Des Wells acknowledging his mistake in the previous play, but this time he makes amends and finds Stan Hardinger on the break.
Christian coming out. Inside pass to Shen. Nice defense for Stan Hardinger.
Good recovery by Stan Hardinger. Another unsportsmanlike foul.
And again, you have to learn from mistakes committed by either your teammate or the opponent even. It has happened twice.
Yeah.
That because a player did not go for the basketball, an unsportsmanlike foul was whistled. At some point, you have to realize already, okay, that's the way calls are being made here.
Yeah, I think that's the 4th unsportsmanlike foul on combined for the 2 teams. Lester Prosper had 1. A couple of unsportsmanlike fouls here as well. But Chris Ross misses on the first free throw. That's Coach Leo Austria there on your screens.
San Miguel still on top after that free throw from Ross by 6 points. But this is far from their lead earlier, which reached a high of 17.
Well, this was, no, 33-13 earlier.
Oh yeah, it reached 20. That's my mistake. But yeah, it reached 20 points very early. But you're right, because earlier the game was so fast and so quick for them. Work towards their advantage. The Chinese finding a way to slow it down. Romeo getting the offensive board. Romeo got the defense to buy the fake.
Romeo got too deep there at the baseline. I thought the big man, Shen, was able to keep in step with him, forcing him to pick up his dribble and pull the ball out.
Yeah, because 3 Romeo steps are 1 Shen step.
Absolutely.
Arwin Santos.
First bucket for Arwin Santos. Jackson. Not getting the 3-pointer there. Chance again for San Miguel. Jackson tried to strip Romeo of that basketball, recovered by the Philippines. Last touch on San Miguel.
Well, Pierre Jackson wanted that 3-pointer back. He was feeling it, and on the other end, Terrence Romeo missing on the mid-range J.
A timeout now requested by Coach.
Yes, Rose back in for the Beermen.
Chris Ross having a lot of impact here in the first half. The biggest one was trying to stop or at least slow down Pierre Jackson, but still, despite all of the efforts of Ross, which was very respectable, you know, Jackson's still getting good numbers here.
Yeah, but took a lot from Pierre Jackson. Took a while for him to get going. It's a turnover by Terrence Romeo. Great defense again by Pierre Jackson.
It is a very, very entertaining here in the Terrific 12, so we thank you for watching this. Now, if you're here in Macau, then we still have a few more days of the Terrific 12, so we invite you to come on over to the Tapsiak Stadium. Shen with the rebound against a smaller Romeo. Prosper waiting for him underneath.
Great help there by Lester Prosper.
Ross asking for some space to work with against Jackson. Fell on the floor, Ross puts it up to no avail.
That would have been spectacular had Chris Ross made that.
Shen powering his way against Prosper, enough to draw a foul.
Lester Prosper,
That's his second personal foul.
standing his ground that time, did not bite on the fake, but Shen was able to draw the foul.
Ross and Jackson talking about that last sequence. Both of them thought that there should have been a foul. I think Ross thought that there could have been a trip, but they're both clearing things up. I don't think there's anything developing between the two of them. Romeo has it. About 4 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. San Miguel much more efficient from the free throw line, only 3 misses. SHENZHEN really struggling. Romeo looking to dance with Rong Ji-Feng. Out to Santos. Long 3-pointer, no good. Prosper getting it. Puts it up, will miss. And the first half will expire with the San Miguel Beermen of the Philippines up by 8 points, 42-34 over the Shenzhen Aviators of China. It's been a thrilling ball game. We have more coming your way. After this halftime break, we'll be ready to bring you the third quarter. Back to the action here inside the TapTech Stadium in Macau for the East Asia Super League. Terrific 12, Chuck Sulit and Sadel Tupas bringing the action between the SHENZHEN Aviators and the San Miguel Beermen. We've been having trouble with the clock here. That's the third time that we started action, but the clock did not start, and that's why we have a stoppage again.
Yeah, and you know, first half stats we're seeing here as San Miguel, you know, both teams actually, both shooting 34% from the field. Shenzhen holding on to the 4 rebound advantage, and the turnovers have been the story. 12 for the Chinese team, 5 for the Philippine team, and that has turned into 16 points for the Beermen, and that has been the difference so far in this ball game. San Miguel capitalizing on those turnovers and forcing these errors from the Shenzhen Aviators, who have a much younger, less experienced roster.
Like we mentioned earlier, it has been the San Miguel neutralizing what's supposed to be a height advantage for this team. Oh, Des Wills wanted to go in for the kill, but just missing that dunk. Instead, on the other side, wrong. Finding a teammate, Heshi Ning, getting that triple. Oh boy.
Wow, everyone was still trying to recover their senses from that missed dunk of Des Wells, and quickly back the other way. 5-point swing for the Aviators. Instead of trailing by 9, they cut the lead to just, instead of trailing by 10, they cut the lead to 4.
And that's the way you're taught how to play, Sadel. You don't stop, unless there's a whistle. There was no whistle, so the Shenzhen Aviators just went and kept going.
Another poor offensive sequence there for the Beermen.
Ross, I think he's taking it as a personal challenge to stop Pierre Jackson.
Yes, absolutely, and you saw that his block from behind.
Romeo, earlier he set up Wells, who missed the dunk. This time he set up Prosper. That works well for San Miguel.
This is the pace that the Beermen should be playing. This is where they were successful in that first half.
Nice crossover for Rome. But Prosper had his hand extended.
Wrong. Doing it to Terrence Romeo, but right here Terrence finding Prosper for another dunk. Prosper goes back to the bench, replaced by Stud Hardinger. Prosper already with 3 fouls here, so big development for the Beermen, especially with the size of the Shenzhen team.
And one of the fouls that hurt Prosper earlier was an unsportsmanlike foul he committed when he grabbed the shoulder of a Shenzhen Aviator as they were trying to get in transition. Yeah, you're right. There have been 4 unsportsmanlike fouls called in this game. 3 on the side of Shenzhen. But I think a big story as well for the Aviators is they found it so difficult to get their free throws in. If they were able to knock down maybe just 4 more, imagine this would have been a completely different game.
Yeah, this would have been just a 2-point game.
I mean, not just the score, but the way the things would have flown, right? But San Miguel has had the luxury of playing through Des Wells.
A couple of times in this ball game where I saw Des Wells exert a bit more effort. He's been very efficient with his movement, just because he has that fine, smooth touch from the perimeter as Arnold Santos comes up with the block. And again, regals the crowd with that hit.
Second emphatic block from Santos. Look at this. Lee trying to get around Santos to no avail. Jackson, though, slicing the defense and taking his piece of the pie.
A terrific move by Jackson. As soon as he saw the D, reacted and acted quickly. And another offensive machine, Terrence Romeo. Whatever you can do, I can do better.
Romeo, he's a walking highlight. Another missed dunk. I wonder what's up with these ribs. Foul committed there. Looks like it's gonna be on He Ning.
San Miguel quickly back the other way off the miss from the Shenzhen Aviators. You have the perfect guy to run the break, really trigger the break in Chris Ross. And there he is, pushing the pace. And you see Christian Steinhardinger, the big man, getting rewarded for going rim to rim on that occasion.
Steinhardinger knocks down both free throws. There was a time in his career where he was questionable at the line. He adjusted his stroke several times actually and may have found what's comfortable for him. Jackson comfortable even in difficult situations.
We weave through traffic there, Air Jackson. And those are like the streets here in Macau, very narrow.
Absolutely.
Had to go through that.
Romeo may have been fouled there. Dos Santos bought the fake. Beautiful setup from Rong Zifeng.
Well, this time the Aviators showing some steel on the defensive end, cutting the lead to 6.
Wells working with Steinhardinger. Christian on the other side, bothered and blocked by Shen. Here's He, back to Shen, supposedly taken away. Another transition opportunity. Ross will finish at the basket.
Chris Ross making the Aviators pay that time. Miscommunication between the two big men as both players were going after the same ball, and it leads to a turnover in a basket for the Beermen.
Jackson underneath. Pass to Shen. Found a way despite the double team of Santos and Steinhardinger.
Good composure there by the big man. Spinning away from Steinhardinger and using the left, kissing it off the glass.
Wells will pull up from downtown. Nothing there. Battle for the rebound. Shen almost losing his balance, was able to pass out to Rong.
He's been active in this third period.
Oh, Rong! With a spin cycle, just not enough English, but what a play that was. Romeo, stop. Pop, no good.
Terrence, Romeo acknowledging his mistake there. Had plenty of time in the shot clock. Went for his own shot. And that has been one of the knocks or the criticisms of Terrence Romeo's game. His shot selection, and he tends to hold the ball a little longer than most point guards. But, you know, in the San Miguel team, I think, you know, Coach Leo Austria has really maximized his talents here and placed him in a role where he's, you know, he can take over games sometimes.
Yeah. It's just about understanding when it's your turn to take over or when it's not a good shot for you.
Yeah, but make no mistake about it. You want to have a weapon like Terrence Romeo and like Christian Hardinger as well, who crashes the boards and puts in that ball for a possible three-point play again.
Steinhardinger just has a motor that never stops.
That's his third personal foul.
Now Coach Dwayne Walker opting to send back Chow Yiming, 7'2" tower of the Shenzhen Aviators.
Yeah, Shen had a solid outing. Really doing it on both ends. Things difficult for the Beermen, and Christian Steinhardinger completing the three-point plays. Got 5 points here in the third.
4.5 to go here in the third quarter. San Miguel has stayed in front steadily, but Shenzhen not going away. So San Miguel still has to be very careful. The Aviators, they showed earlier that they have that comeback ability. They were down by 20 back in the first half.
And they slowly but surely chipped away on that San Miguel lead, consistently doing it on both ends, getting stops, now forcing the Beermen to some tough shots at the perimeter.
Your free throws for Pierre Jackson.
And Pierre Jackson has been taking charge for the Aviators. Only one import for SHENZHEN, as Shabazz Muhammad decided to sit this one out.
Pierre Jackson, the leader right now for the SHENZHEN Aviators. He's got 18 points.
5-point lead.
And he's done more than just score for his squad. Wells out to Santos, all alone. Fires away, no good.
A wide open shot there for Arwin, still looking for his first three-pointer this evening.
Jackson zigzagging, gets to the cup. Kick out intended for Bai. It was too strong for Bai Haotian to get to.
Pierre Jackson staking it upon himself to attack the D. That time the kick out doesn't work.
Santos again. He's really struggling from outside right now, but San Miguel at this point can't afford it.
0 for 5 for Arwin Santos from beyond the arc.
Three-pointer for Lou, not there. Dan Hardinger will play the role of a point guard, going straight to the basket.
Well, Hardinger.
Yeah, there are times where he just goes in full speed, basket to basket. Not exactly working that time.
Taking it to the other side, or going to the right. He will always look for that right side. He will not go left. Christian Hardinger. Ball will stay with San Miguel.
Wells going to Prosper. Takes it from outside. Bodies flying. Foul will be whistled on an Aviator, I believe.
Chris Ross doing a great job there underneath.
Bai Haotian will be whistled for a foul. Yeah, it was him and Ross who were tangled up.
Of course, Ross was in a better position there.
Ross using some English, no good. And Zhao able to get that rebound. Jackson sending it cross court. Bai to the corner. Off the glass. Oh, nice tip for Zhao Yiming.
Zhao Yiming, not much he can do there.
And not much he had to do, actually.
That's true, and another turnover for the Beermen.
Zhao Yiming, 19 years young.
Wow.
And you can actually tell from the way he looks, but I mean, his body is, of course, built for a man.
Yeah, I saw him at breakfast earlier today. I was like, wow, he will be a handful to the opponents here in the terrific 12.
Ahead of everyone is Ross, and he will put that baby home.
Chris Ross, quick hands, and as we mentioned, you thought you could have gotten past him, and then the ball slips away from your hands.
15 turnovers for SHENZHEN. That's been a cause of their problems. Wells getting to it. Stan Hardinger will lay it in.
I was hoping for a Christian Stan Hardinger dunk that time.
You know, it doesn't happen too often, but he can go up there. He can get up there, and I saw him one time throw down a two-handed flush in game. That was back in the CN Basketball League.
Wow, nice drive there to the lane. And these young guns of SHENZHEN making the Beermen work here.
Prosper wanted to go up for the dunk, but that was stopped by He Zhongyan. Just giving up a foul in order to prevent easy 2 points for SMB. Good foul actually for him. And I say this also because this time he went for the basketball. He was whistled for an unsportsmanlike foul already earlier.
Mr. Prosper at the line. Free throw goes. Of Prosper. 1 of 3 so far. 2 of 4.
6-point advantage for San Miguel.
Now the Aviators being very assertive now in this third period, even without Pierre Jackson.
Try to go glass. And that's the luxury you have if you're an attacker for the Shenzhen Aviators. You can just really gauge the defense.
You have to stop the drive first. That's the most important thing, as Seth Hardinger gets blocked.
A miss there, and this time it's Bai's turn to get the putback. And just like that, the Shenzhen Aviators have trimmed the deficit. Aviators is Zhao Yiming.
Absolutely, 7'2" can make a difference.
Yep. If you're 3 feet away from the basket, vertically.
Yeah, but he's also skillful, this young man.
Imagine 19 years old. He's gonna be a problem for many teams.
Right there, see? Doesn't need to jump, but he loses that basketball to Prosper.
Wells being bothered by Bai. And, well, he felt that he had no other way to stop Wells other than to hold on to his arm.
I don't think he was aware that they were over the limit. That's why he gave up the foul. As Wells has cooled off here in the third. He's missed a couple of dunks as well.
Yeah.
And that could be crucial here because the lead is just down to 3.
If you're just joining us, well, earlier in this match, San Miguel went up by 20 points. But that is far down history.
A great job there by Prosper, just bothering Zhao to that loose ball, and preserving this 4-point lead of San Miguel.
Fourth and final quarter underway here between the San Miguel Beermen of the Philippines and the Shenzhen Aviators of China.
For decision there by Seth Hardinger to pass to Romeo, as Zhao was already there, ready.
Oh, and a big 3 from Rong brings Shenzhen within 1 point.
Wow, these guys wrong, and Zhao really making an impact off the bench.
Here's Wells, back to Stan Hardinger. Now it's with Prosper, a mismatch. Wells with 5 to shoot. He makes his move, he gets away! He throws it down!
Wow, showtime for Des Wells. Shot clock winding down. Not settling for the perimeter jumper. And this time taking it in and throwing it down with authority.
And the composure there, despite shot clock winding down, you couldn't sense any panic. He knew exactly what he was gonna do, and he was gonna sky high and punish that rim.
A great job as well by Prosper, spreading the floor out. Zhao was forced to move closer to the 3-point line.
Tried to show us something different that time, but unsuccessful. Stan Hardinger arguing his case there.
Erwin Santos back in the ball game has missed all of his 5 3-pointers in this ball game. Has 2 blocks though.
Much of the impact of Santos for San Miguel has been on the defensive end. Bai There's Santos again bothering him.
A great defense there by the Beermen collectively.
Wrong with a good read on that Romeo pass. Was able to deflect it. It will stay with San Miguel. They are up by 3 points. SHENZHEN hoping to complete their comeback because they've made it all the way here from being down 33 to 13 earlier in the match. Romeo dancing. Inviting Santos to the party, but Arwind could not get that 3.
0 for 6 for Arwind Santos from beyond the arc. And usually that's money for Arwind, but not tonight. Still struggling with his shot.
And maybe he won't make all 6, but he'll make at least 1. At least supposedly. Wells flying high, delivering the news.
Des Wells running the floor very well there. Again, good read by the defense of San Miguel.
Santos and that time Han Yufeng overcoming the forward of San Miguel.
Getting into a great position there, flashing as he was already deep into the basket.
Prosper looking for Wells. 7 on the shot clock. Des Wells, hesitation, snatch back, jumper not good.
Beermen falling into one-on-one plays here in the 4th period.
Here's Wrong, beating Zhao down low against Prosper. No good, nothing on the second try, recovered by the Aviators. Excellent defense from Prosper.
Prosper holding his ground. Zhao not able to put that one in. That would have been an easy basket, and Prosper not challenged him all the way, getting physical with him. And try to bump him, take him out of his comfort zone.
Instead, a foul is whistled on Des Wells.
Can you imagine if this kid develops a face-up jumper as soon as he receives that ball on the low block?
Now, I would like to modify your statement. Imagine if this kid develops, period. Whatever move, you know. Well, there's that face-up jumper that you're asking for. Perhaps maybe he'll work on that, but that is definitely, you know, a prototype that this team, the SHENZHEN Aviators, would love to develop. But right now, they need an immediate solution because San Miguel is building on this advantage. They are now up by 5 with 6.5 minutes remaining. Coverages. In the earlier games of today, actually, you did mention that this group where San Miguel and SHENZHEN Aviators, where they are completed by the UQ Golden Kings. You mentioned that this is the group of the dead.
Yeah.
The toughest group, perhaps, in the terrific 12. Have these teams been playing the way you expect them to?
Yeah, absolutely. I think San Miguel has taken the challenge right here as Arwind Santos jacks up his 3-pointer and he knocked it down finally. Much to the delight of the Filipino crowd, but you know, San Miguel, as soon as they came on the court, they were very serious. They wanted this win so bad. And SHENZHEN, terrific response from this young team.
And Arwind Santos, you know, it took so many attempts before he was finally able to get something going, especially from downtown Ross, wanting to have his own. Santos asking for it again. Romeo says, "Can I dance with my defender first?" Terrence, Romeo! Almost. Here's Arwind. Kick out to Pesumal, another triple. Bang, bang, bucket!
San Miguel at its best, locating shooters, attacking, and picking out to Juan Pesumal, one of their finest three-point shooters on the Beermen.
Zhao. A foul whistle there. And Pesumal saying, "No, I didn't foul him." Then eventually saying, "Okay, fine."
A very rare instance where Arwin Santos was the one who penetrated in the lane, but Pesomal off-balanced on that three-pointer, but he's got that smooth stroke, number 3 of San Miguel.
I thought, maybe he saw Deswells waiting at the officials' table, and he said, okay, before they sub me out, let me get this one in.
Well, when Terrence Romeo had that leather, as he went up for the one-on-one move, Juan Pesomal was already asking for that basketball.
San Miguel, balanced scoring between the players that they've used here. They have 27 for Deswells. Second best scorer actually is Christian Stan Hardinger already with 11 points. Prosper with 9. You got Romeo with 8. Ross also with 9, and Santos quiet 7 points. But that's the balanced scoring of the Philippine team here.
But that big shot from the corner could really come back to, when you look back at that shot. Terrence Romeo, San Miguel slowly but surely building that double-digit lead back.
That move from Romeo was extra crispy. That was a thing of beauty to watch. We'll take another peek at it. The crisp and the sauce all in the mix for Terrence Romeo.
Step back 3 there. Here, Jackson did not do anything about it.
4.5 minutes to go. Ross with the strip. That guy has had so many steals. Romeo again! Back-to-back trip!
Wow. Terrence Romeo catching fire here in the final period, but again, Chris Ross being the catalyst.
A single point, and then suddenly back up to 13. That man doing so much for his team.
And this run triggered by the baseline jumper from Arwin Santos. And again, Chris Ross was the one leading that break when he's in the game and trying to dictate the tempo. Good things happen for San Miguel.
Nice pass there, and the jam for SHENZHEN. Wow! Through the defense of Prosper and Santos. You gotta credit that setup from Lu Yiwen. Shen knew just what to do with a basketball.
Now Shen right here, elevating for that jam on Arwin Santos. Santos really helpless on that occasion as Prosper was already out of the picture after that pass.
11-point advantage for San Miguel. Here's Wells using the glass, getting 2 more points.
Wow, look how easy it is for Des Wells to navigate that ball screen and finding a gap in the defense, and that soft touch, just beautiful from the import of San Miguel.
Over to the side of the Aviators, another steal. That's 14 steals now. That's gonna be a goaltending violation.
Beermen pulling away late here, finding their second win. Soon as this starting lineup returned here in the 4th period, that has really worked wonders for San Miguel. Ross, Romeo, Santos, Wells, and of course Prosper doing it on both ends of the floor.
Lu to Rong. Got Romeo to fly by, but shied away from the triple. Santos got caught with a body bump. Blocking foul whistled on him. A troubled look on the face of Coach Wang Jianzhen.
Crowd right stadium asking for Ronald Tubin, one of the players of San Miguel on that bench.
And Ronald Tubin acknowledging the crowd. But Coach Leo Austria unfazed.
All business, Coach Leo.
calling for a play here. They want to cross the half-court line first before they set up. Here's Wells making his move. Wells up in the air, gets his own miss, puts it right back in.
Wow, there's Wells. No wonder the coaching staff is so high on this import. I think he's a perfect fit here for San Miguel.
That could have gotten away with a travel there for him.
With Santos whistle for the foul there. But, you know, Des Wells, you talk about it, he already has 31 points, but, you know, San Miguel, when they go back to the Philippines, they're gunning for something special, and that is the Triple Crown, the Grand Slam. And it looks like they found a perfect import to lead them to that Grand Slam.
That's what they will be gunning for. See, in the Philippine Basketball Association, there are 3 conferences, and if you win all 3, that's what they call a Grand Slam. And the first 2, San Miguel already won them in this season. So if they win the last tournament of that PBA season, then that completes a Grand Slam. Only 2 teams have done it before, or 3 actually. The Alaska Aces, San Mig Coffee, and way back in the 80s, San Miguel did it once. Crispa, another team actually, had done it before.
Last 2 minutes.
Santos has missed all of his shots from beyond the arc, but Prosper has been a force defensively for the Beermen.
Wells sending it out to Romeo. Romeo puts it up, not getting any. And Prosper, he'll be fouled.
This is tough for only 1 import.
Fourth foul, 17th foul.
You know, the talent that, of all the talent that Beer Jackson has, can't do it really by himself. And there were moments in this ball game when Rong Ji Feng was the one creating for the Aviators, but it wasn't sustainable really. That has hurt them here in the final period, where, you know, their offense has really slowed down.
Lou asking for it. The youngin against the veteran, and Santos gets blocked by Santos. San Miguel taking the ball away. Ross back to Romeo, corner triple, bucket.
Beautiful basketball.
There's only 1 minute and 20 remaining in this ball game, and it's going to be a win for the San Miguel Beermen to open up their tournament in the terrific 12. But SHENZHEN, so trying to bring SHENZHEN as close as they can get in the final 68 seconds of this game.
Well, every bucket counts, especially in this group where they have the Ryukyu Golden Kings. Only 1 team will advance past the group stage. And tomorrow, SHENZHEN will be up against Ryukyu in the 9 p.m. schedule.
Tomorrow, San Miguel will be taking a rest. They won't be seeing action tomorrow. Wednesday is going to be their next game against Ryukyu. Wells not getting that. And this should be a win. Like we said, pretty much just waiting for the final score.
Well, great performance by San Miguel. Good response in the final period. As Santos comes up with another block. Des Wells has been terrific for the Beermen. And as soon as Chris Ross came into this ball game, back to this ball game in the 4th quarter, really set the tone for this strong finish by San Miguel. Esther Prosper wants a 3. That won't work. Shenzhen asking for one more shot. Jackson missing. That should do it. San Miguel, champions of the Philippines, chalking up their first win in the East Asia Super League. Terrific 12, 90-76 over the Shenzhen Aviators of China. What a start for the Beermen. Great performances all around, led by import as well. They had 31 points. Esther Prosper also contributing in that win. Guys like Terrence, Romeo, and Chris Ross doing a fine job finishing off the Shenzhen Aviators. Take a look at our stats here for the Shenzhen and San Miguel. Shenzhen really hurt by those 20 turnovers. And that should do it for our third game. When we come back, it's TNT Katropa taking on Liaoning of China. This is the East Asia Super League Terrific 12.
Up next, Liaoning playing Rivers versus the TNT Katropa.